Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
An independent radio for independent listeners. We are
Ugly Radio.
The unstoppable Joe Ugly, the dean of the underground, God's other son, the sterilized bastard, the what else you want. There's a whole bunch to go with this name tag. But you know what? We're just gonna keep it ugly. You know why? Because as you can see, if you're looking at us, we have Selena Escobar and company in the building. What's up?
How you doing?
Hey. You gotta get loud.
Hi.
You gotta be known. How's it going?
Hello. How are you?
How you doing? Doing good. Doing good. Introduce yourselves. I know Selena.
Hi, my name is Selena Escobar. I am the reigning queen from Miss Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, sir, go right ahead.
My name is Alejandro Montoya. I'm a fashion designer from New York City.
Okay. And next we have.
My name is Chia Waters. I'm also a fashion designer from local New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay. Chill Waters. What's the name? You said Chill Waters?
No, Chia.
Chia Waters.
Chia
Okay.
Waters.
All right. Make sure the listeners hear it. Want to make sure I hear it as well, so I don't call anybody outside. So,
Thank you.
born and raised in Mexico, I understand.
I was, yes, born and
Tell me
raised
about
in
that.
Mexico. I was born on April 16th
Mm.
in 1985.
So, see,
Yeah.
just in case you want to know. Okay, go ahead.
Primary language in Spanish, of course, but I was very involved in my culture, with the Mexican community in Mexico.
Mhm.
So I grew up around, rich culture with food and activities and festivities as well. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Let's make sure they clearly understand that, when we say rich culture, rich is a state of mind. They're talking about the rich culture. And it's the accent and essence, rather, if I could only speak, of the culture itself is what you're highlighting. Am I correct?
That is correct, yes.
Tell me about what it was like growing up in Mexico.
You've never been?
Never been to Mexico.
Well, Mexico is considered a third world country, so it's extremely different from the cars that you see driving to even the way the roads are paved.
Mm-hmm.
My childhood wasn't, dirt roads
Right.
completely, but the pavement was really rough. And I grew up in a very, very small town called Ciudad Sagún, which is about 30 minutes south of the state capital,
Okay.
which is Pachuca in the state of Hidalgo.
Okay.
So
These
my
are all
town,
new places to me.
they are, yeah. The biggest city to us would be Mexico City. So
okay.
when I visit my family, and I have to fly into Mexico City.
Oh, okay. And most of your family still there?
Actually, my immediate family, we're all here now in
Okay.
Connecticut primarily.
Yes.
Some in New York, but predominantly here in Connecticut.
Mhm.
And my second cousins and aunts and uncles, they're all still down there.
In the last, I would say 15 years or so, we had a migration of Mexicans towards the East Coast. Before it was more, Mexicans were more on the west, and anyone of Latino descent was more of Puerto Rican or Cuban if you're more in the southern area of the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
What was your migration? What brought you to the East?
Well, actually, my mom migrated before I did,
Okay.
and she migrated initially to Tijuana. Then,
Mhm.
from Tijuana, she migrated to San Diego,
Mhm.
where she was there for about a year, I believe, and she was there with one of her brothers.
Mhm.
My uncle found employment opportunity here in Connecticut in
Which is
Bridgeport.
usually the state. By the way, I must, before you go any further, I'm an immigrant myself, so it's usually employment opportunities that bring us forward and make us go forward. So
Yeah.
we always know that's the primary reason why we leave. It's like not necessarily anything else. But go ahead.
Yep. So my uncle had a friend who had an opportunity in Bridgeport,
Mhm.
and my mom followed. And then,
So we go.
yeah. So,
follow me. I got this opportunity.
Yep.
Man, Bridgeport, where the hell is that? Don't worry, it's an opportunity.
more money, So, but what they didn't convey, however, was that, of course, the pay is higher, but the cost of living is also higher. So my mom was not aware of that. But, she came up here, and then she liked it, settled, and then, after probably 3 years when she was settled, then is when she sent for us, because she was also, saving up for our plane tickets, and we still were in the process of getting her.
I'm telling you, man, if I had to save a plane ticket for my kid, I'll be honest. I gotta ask myself. I often ask myself this, because my mom was so disciplined about this. Saving up plane tickets for 3 kids and a sperm donor. No, she set up all this ticket, this money for tickets, and I'm saying to myself, would my kids still be living in the island? Because
it's cheaper down there,
I really want them to come here, but
it's easier to just send money, and they're taken care of.
No, but they were very disciplined about saving up for their kids and then helping them expand.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Which I definitely, every immigrant story that I hear, I'm always excited about. Now I see you wear the Miss Mexico.
The sash,
yes.
yes.
I'm glad you helped me out because
I saw that coming, so I'm like, let me just say it.
Just got emptying my word, finishing my sentences. But that's good. It's a good start. That's good. So, what's that about?
That was a pageant that I competed in last month, November 25th. It was held in New York City, and it was a serious pageant. Like, you had to be Mexican to enter this pageant, so I had to show my Mexican passport.
Hold on. That's not racist, but that's definitely discrimination. I might have wanted to be in this.
Well,
you could have found some Puerto Rican that wanted to be in this.
I don't think it's discrimination, but what happens is
I need to hear you explain.
What it is they want to find someone who obviously is of the Mexican descent, because when you go, I'm going to be competing in the international pageant, which is coming up in October 2013.
I'm going to ask you again. Now, could it have been somebody who were born here but of Mexican descent?
Absolutely, but they absolutely prefer someone who was born and raised there. But some of the contestants who are Mexican American in essence, they can enter as well.
Highlight another part. Long before the Great Migration North, there was a lot of migration south because we had a bunch of crooks who all ran down to Mexico before, right?
Absolutely. So, and if you remember the history of Mexico, Mexico was actually the predominant country where we were actually inviting the Anglos to populate not only Texas, Arizona, Nevada, California, because we had all that land that was emptied. And then that's when the Mexican American War started, which is essentially how. Yep. and now it's them that they don't want to invite us into the country now.
You invite them in, they come in and build a wall.
So this is precisely why they want someone who is of Mexican descent, because they know the history. They can speak about it in interviews and radio, television, and I'm going to be competing internationally now. So in the international pageant, I have to meet one-on-one with the judges.
Tell me more about these pageants.
Absolutely. So this is, even though I won the Miss Mexico title, this is still a preliminary for the international pageant. And the international pageant, which is, open to the entire world. So they have girls coming in from Russia, Japan, Korea.
Whoa. Russian Mexicans we got?
Yeah.
Mexican Russians?
No.
Oh.
They're competing for the international crown. So I'm representing Mexico, the country. There's girls from Venezuela, from Colombia, Peru, Argentina, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, that have won their own pageants, very much like what I have won. So now we're going to compete internationally. All the world is going to compete for this international crown, which I'm also going to win.
Now, how long have you been modeling?
Oh, I started modeling back when I was about 17, so that was 10 years ago. Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like 10 years ago. Yeah.
Don't look old at all. Let it work for you. So you've been modeling for like 10 years now.
I have, yes.
What focus of modeling do you, what type?
Well, it all started actually.
The industry is so wide these days.
Yes, absolutely. So it all started with me, dancing professionally. I used to dance for Alvin Ailey, the American Dance Theater.
Exactly, in Harlem.
It is. It's right in New York City. So
153rd Street.
That's where they moved the new building to. But before that, they were down in the 30s.
Okay,
that's where this 30. No, it was 37th and 9th and 7th, I believe. That's where they were.
Okay.
But now they've moved to Harlem.
They started in Harlem.
They did.
Years ago. Yeah. The school was up on.
But remember, Ailey expanded too, so they had the Ailey 2, which is the second company, and that's the one that was. So now they've remigrated everything.
Okay, back to Harlem.
Back to Harlem,
right.
yeah.
I'm talking about back in the 70s, 80s now. Wait a minute, pump the brakes. I'm like, hey, hold on. Everybody knew about Alvin.
back in the 80s when the company started by Alvin Ailey.
Absolutely.
So-
It was expanded by him. Actually, he started, I think it was like the late 70s. It was just this one-room joint up in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just blown out by 84, 85. It was huge. I used to live in the city at the time.
Oh,
So, you
okay.
knew everyone within being a banker. You're around models, dancers, everybody. You're around.
Scumbags.
Definitely.
God.
Stop at every bank in town.
Yeah. So I started, doing that, dancing professionally and training in jazz, modern, ballet, and West African. So I that's how I started. And we were doing a promotional shoot because we were touring here in Connecticut and, New York City. We were doing shows, doing our dance shows. So the professional photographer that was taking group shots of us as a group, he approached me after the shoot and he's like, okay, this is what you need to do. You really need to consider modeling because you have this look that,
Well, you have the height too if you're looking at fashion modeling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back then I was a little bit shorter, because I was still like 14.
How much shorter? A little bit shorter.
Yeah.
I was shorter.
I was maybe like 5'7", 5'8" back then. I'm 6'1" now, so and it doesn't help that I wear heels. I'm like the Eiffel Tower, but that's another story.
It works for you. Go ahead.
So that's when I started modeling, and he gave me his business card, and I started doing shoots with him, and from there, I got booked for a lot of print jobs and then runway. And actually, Tia Waters was one of the very first people that opened her doors to me in the professional runway world, where she held a benefit fashion show, I believe it was, right,
Yes.
Tia? For diabetes, and she, I went to try out. That's where I met her, and she got me the opportunity to do my very first runway show, and it was right here in New Haven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little more about your show, Tia.
Again, as she said, we did a benefit
Come
for
this mic.
this one.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
As she said, we started doing benefits because I myself I'm a diabetic.
Oh, okay.
So it's a cause dear to my heart, and I know this was
you
for
have to do the insulin thing?
No, not right now. My sugar
Not
levels are
exercise?
straight. No medications or nothing right now.
Oh, okay.
So it's a good thing. But I know a lot of children who have it and it suffer from it. I know people who have amputees from it, and that's why at that point I wanted to do the benefit show. But when I met Selena, I instantly clicked with her and knew that she's somebody I wanted to work with, not only just on a professional level, but on a personal friend level too. So that's what's been keeping us together for
Like 5 years now.
Yes.
5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you're in New York still. Am I right? So
I am. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. You can put them
Sorry.
on. That's okay. How's that mic? Should I got this. This is my world over here. So, you're in New York still.
I am.
Where-
Yes.
On the island? Or
Manhattan. Yeah. 137th and Broadway.
Oh, okay.
The one train line.
Exactly. Take that A train all the way downtown sometimes. don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah, of course. But fastest train out of Harlem, the A train, or the number 4 on the east side. But you're in Harlem right now. Well,
No. I'm actually on the west side.
Don't say no. Harlem is the spot right now.
But-
I mean, hold on, pause.
Okay, go ahead.
Pause. I want to bring up Harlem because the reason why because this is how I judge most in the city.
Okay.
It's like buying a shirt. If you go to the store and they have a little speck on it, that's the deciding factor if it's good to you.
Absolutely.
But if it's a last shirt that matches your outfit, whatever it is you want to put on, guess what? You start looking at it and you realize, oh, that wasn't bad. You start dusting it off and you realize this is a good shirt. And if you can't get the dust off, now you got a discount on the shirt. You understand? But I look at it as people judge cities, and they don't realize that half the stuff that they judge it by is really a little speck on it. It's not really or area. They judge it just based on little areas. Bill Clinton has my philosophy, obviously. He moved right on into Harlem.
He did.
My son's...
That's where his office is.
Absolutely. My son's godfather is the one who put out the developer up there with that whole Magic Johnson Theater, all that on 125th Street, all that stuff. Yeah, that's my son. But anyway, just to show that people go into Harlem and they see the value of Harlem.
And appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah.
By the way, But I was down in the village, all that down there was a place to be. Now everybody's in Brooklyn. What's going on?
That I don't know.
That happened after the 9/11.
After 9/11?
That happened after 9/11.
Everyone, plus it's expensive
Everyone?
as hell in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Down there,
More
it's
trendy.
like, oh my God, I remember when, what's this place? Tribeca. I remember that was a freaking motorcycle hangout, motorcycle gang hangout. It was like a dump back in the freaking 80s. Like, what?
But see, the thing is, what happens is a lot of people take these rough neighborhoods, they come in, they make these condos, they get the property cheap, and then they jump up the prices on them.
That little example I give you.
If you look at most of all the artists or rough neighborhoods that New York had at one point, they've all been regentrification.
Right.
By gay people.
What's that?
Right.
By gay people.
Oh.
Because when gay people move into a neighborhood, they don't have any children to look after. They don't have, anybody, any like major bills. And then if they're a couple, now they have 2 incomes. So what are they going to do? They're going to fix up the place. They're going to buy the pet. Well, besides the pet. The pet is like, that's like, petty money here. That's like the kid, But it's easier to take care of a pet than it is with a child.
Right.
So what they do is they invest in their property, and then that's what brings up the market value.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, do I hear an activist?
Absolutely, I am an activist.
For the cause, tell me about your activism, if I may.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Miss Mexico, I'm one of my causes that I'm bringing awareness to is the DREAM Act that President Obama
Absolutely. I'm
approved.
100%.
Yep, and it's not just Mexicans that are affected. It's every Latino American and any student that really is
everyone
in the world.
this country who was brought here by some, a lot of people. This is a part of this thing, this whole thing that, and maybe it's because I'm an immigrant that I clearly understand that argument. We're all goddamn immigrants at the end of the day. We all are. Only Native Americans can say, "Hey, y'all came here." No, seriously. I'm sorry.
Is that a phone?
Should I be dancing?
Maybe.
Whose phone is that?
It's coming from over there.
Can it turn off?
Oh, I think Tia, that's your phone.
Tia, can you turn that off for me, please? It is sounding terrible in here. Woo!
Sorry.
No, it's real loud in my ear. You all phones, please. Put them on off. Okay. They're trying to call you that. No. Tell them this. Tell them that people kill me with that. You're the interview and they don't tell you what
they don't know she's on air.
They probably do, and they're like,
they should be logging in
to
watch the interview.
They really should be. But
so yes, so that's one of the activists that I'm bringing awareness to. Is I want to reach out because I have a friend whose name is Mariano Cardoso.
I love when I hear Latinos say names or say places.
So he's a Mexican immigrant who was faced with deportation about 2 years ago, and him and I went to college together, and just me being in college and knowing him through college for 2-3 years, and now being faced with being deported and not being able to finish his studies, and he was just we graduated together. Thank God for President Obama's DREAM Act, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be an activist for this cause, because I saw and I lived it with him and his family, how the disillusionment, the distraught, the stress, the always worrying about when he was going to leave, if he was going to leave, if he was allowed to stay.
Was over your shoulder.
And Governor Malloy got involved in that, here in Connecticut. Yeah, this was 2 years ago.
Oh my, yeah, because they just did the DREAM Act the last year, was it?
It was last year. So yeah, and that's when Governor Malloy was, I think, recently elected here in Connecticut.
Right. He came in 2010,
and we tapped into him to see if he can help us reach out to Congress, which he did, thankfully. And then they approved the DREAM Act, and Mariano Cardoso was one of the very first individuals who was granted the DREAM Act.
Awesome, congrats! Awesome. That's what I'm talking about right there. There's a lot that we want to talk. I want to talk with you about. We need to take a break. Come back on the other side.
Sure.
Just, kind of have a need to drink water on my.
Human beings drink water. Like comedians drink water on stage. Man. News anchors drink water sometimes.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a comedian or a news anchor?
Both. I'm mixed. I do the news and I put a spin on that shit.
Oh my God.
And you know what that's called?
Bullshit.
It's called trabaja.
What's that?
That means work.
Do not indulge him.
Put it trabajo, nigga.
Before we go off, I want this gentleman over here to introduce himself once again to the listening audience. Sir, go right ahead.
Yes, my name is Alejandro Montoya, and I'm a fashion designer. I've been working with Selena lately. She's one of my customers, and well, I'm very happy that she won the crown. I was the one who created all the the gowns and costumes for the show.
That's what's
So
up.
and it was worth it, but she won all the categories. So
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we definitely got to come back and talk with all of these guys. They
right.
got great stories here for us. We're going to have a lot of fun here this evening. I can tell that already. I'm into this. I don't know if you guys are into it as much as I'm into it. I need to know. I like being in the know. So let me take a break, come back on the other side. Ghetto Beat Bop. Weekend Warrior. That's me. By the way, let me just put a little fear in your heart. The world's ending in 2 days. How you feel about it? Keep hollering. Stay connected.
Somebody
Listen.
call me.
That's my people that came up with that.
We are.
The Mayans.
Yo.
Roll your stash up, put the cash up, but she can shake her ass, yep.
Alright, we're not going anywhere.
If a nigga want trips and I'm on a vacation, niggas stay hating, niggas play games, better get a PlayStation. For the right trigger, need a whole place making. Kinda cliche, but I'm spitting waves. Hotter than the club in the summer, the young hungry. Can't stop, won't stop. Chasing waterfalls, trying to make a boat ride. Rock the rings to the boat stop. Shit, that's how I like it. Look like a butterfly, stay like a hornet. And I can't ignore it, cause I'm Superman. Some two middle fingers way up to the critics.
Let's get
it.
Por eso te voy a ganar la
Oh, shoot.
Wow, pero ojalá yo espero.
yo estoy preparado lo que está haciendo. Yo voy a mostrar en esa área.
Hey, one more. I want to play this back. It's got like 2 minutes on it. Yo, for real?
Todavía pero
taking shots, trying to wash away my sins. Niggas taking shots, trying to keep me in my shins. So I'm cold-blooded when all the hoes got me. Niggas keep hating, and I taste nothing. Keep it moving, never say nothing. Something new every day, like the weather. When I keep getting better, like the iPhone. Traction, sideshow. Lights low, and call some nice soul. Party animal, out of the cage. No boys would take shots, and I'm ready to rage.
Bueno, por la facilidad de expresión. Conmigo no sé si era la primera vez que
Like on stage and before the judges tried us.
I
Like that pony
No,
style.
Big faces white, cool shit's gringo. Told you once before, people let the green show. People let the green blow, fucking with the green on. Deep sea, where they come up riding like a meatball. I thought zero, stacking by the kilo. Real fire with it, 2 shots like a free throw. Fucking with some flower, a nigga named Pico. Married to that green, she my señorito. Chopper, aura, sword, aura. Fucking with my bitch, science, Laura. Go to Laura, we don't shot us. Why the happy place, a Luna, was hotter. You are not a